Violence Voyager is probably one of the most unique horror movies that I've seen in recent memory. In fact, it might just be one of the most unique horror movies that I've seen in general. It was released in Japan in 2018 and is finally making its way over to the States in just a few days. And there's no better time than now to mention that I was given an advanced screening of this movie by the good people at Dark Coast. I was not paid for this review, so I'm not selling out, but there's always a chance I could sell out. I had never heard about Violence Voyager or its director before I got this email, so I checked out the trailer and I have to give props to their PR people. Violence Voyager is exactly the type of movie I would talk about on my channel, even if I hadn't been asked to. So what is Violence Voyager? It's a Japanese horror film by Uji-cha. Almost certainly a pseudonym, almost certainly mispronounced by me. It's filmed entirely in his own animation technique, Gekimation. Gekimation uses these detailed cardboard paper cutouts filmed in real time. Uji-cha used this same style in his previous film Burning Buddha Man, which I have not checked out, but I'm almost certainly going to after the experience that is Violence Voyager. Gekimation gives Violence Voyager a unique look and a tangible feeling. The shadows are real shadows. Any liquid used is real liquid, and some of these cutouts are really set on fire. It deliberately unnerves the viewer, making it perfect for horror stories. In general, there's not many animated horror things that I'm particularly fond of. I think it can be done well, and it can be done fantastically, but even just average animation completely ruins whatever horror might have been there. Gekimation, on the other hand, is weird, and I think the stiffness of the images lends itself well to this kind of horror. Think Yamishiba, but told using animation that is a million times harder to produce. But I guess we still haven't really answered the question, what is Violence Voyager? Well, it's a throwback movie to the Kazuo Umezu style of sci-fi horror attacking young boys. Our main character and his Bobby and his friend find a weird theme park on a deserted island. The theme park is the aforementioned Violence Voyager, and what seems like a cheesy water gun target course at first becomes deadly once the sinister motives of the park's owner comes into play. This owner is played by Tomoro Taguchi, who does a fantastic job as our lead villain. His character is drawn as this unassuming everyman, which kind of makes sense given Taguchi's history of roles. And that's exactly how Taguchi plays him. This only makes him creepier as we begin to see a darker side of the theme park. But Taguchi isn't the only notable actor attached to Violence Voyager. In fact, the English dub features, Jimmy Neutron? Like the actual Jimmy Neutron? As Bobby searches for an escape, the film goes into some seriously disturbing territory, and it's packed with gruesome body horror, some Lovecraftian abomination, and a vicious attack kitten. In fact, it might be some of the most brutal Japanese horror that I've seen, and often rode the line between good horror and tasteless trash. Almost every single child in this movie is tortured, mutilated, or dead by the end of it. And had this been in live action, or traditional animation, I don't think I would have liked it nearly as much. But the Gekimation is so interesting and charming that the film can get away with doing some seriously messed up stuff. The ending is bittersweet, leaning on more of the bitter side, and I'm only saying this as a warning, because I feel like there's a certain level of gruesome camp here, especially in the film's third act. And if it ended on a little bit of a more uplifting note, then I think I would have liked it a little bit better. But that's me asking the movie to be what I want it to be. And I would be foolish to write up a review complaining that my weird, violent foreign horror movie wasn't happy enough for me. The film, from script to art design, feels like it's what Ujicha wanted to do, and it doesn't bend to normal film standards. I also think that the script is going to go underappreciated. Violence Voyager has a tight script. Everything is set up, foreshadowed, and reincorporated very neatly. And I feel like with experimental films like this, it's easy to get lost and devolve into nonsense. Of course, I say that in Violence Voyager. Just watch the movie and you'll see what I mean. But I think I need to stress again, this film isn't going to be for everyone. But for those of you that it's for, there's not much to complain about. The Gekimation technique is nearly flawless, and there's a lot of hard work put into the characters and their environments. This is a film that will stick with you for its style alone, but will linger because of the horrifying places that the plot goes to. A good way to tell if you're going to like this is if you like The Drifting Classroom or Made in Abyss. And if that comparison doesn't clue you into how many dead children there are in this movie, then I don't know what will. Violence Voyager will be available online on October 21st, and it will definitely be the most unique horror movie you could watch this October, and it will certainly be more interesting than any of the Tomie movies. Speaking of which, I need to get back to that Tomie marathon. Oh boy.